All right. Let's head over
All right,
to
man.
the AFC West. We're gonna start off with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders. I
You and
like.
I,
Yeah,
you and
go
I
ahead. Go
spoke
ahead.
on this team privately. Um,
Hmm.
they, they they win in more than 4 games this year.
Absolutely.
Hey, write that down. Like I don't care. Like that ain't to me. That's not. I know it's not a hot take because it's only 4 games. I think this can be one of those teams where it's like, oh, they might be a year away kind of teams.
Ain't gonna go that far, but
When I say a year away, I mean like a year away from like being in the playoffs, not a year away
yeah,
from winning a championship.
ain't going that far either. It's just the fact that pure being competency will get them 2 more wins.
For sure.
But as much as I do like getting Geno, as much as I like Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, Jacoby Myers, Jack Bash that they drafted,
Dante Thornton as well.
John T. I was he
My
definitely doing
fault.
some things that kept too. No, I forgot I was gonna mention him as well, but you ain't got Alex Kappa. You know Alex Kappa very well. You know,
Yeah, and that's but that's where my point of I think this we could look at this team and be like, damn, they might be a year away because I think they're going to need to do some things on the offensive line, and they're going to have to kind of see how this defense looks and start addressing some things on the defensive side of the ball too. But they did a whole bunch on the defense. Basically, brought in a whole new linebacking core.
yeah. Hey,
Jermaine Pratt, Alanda Roberts, Devin White, Jamal Adams, Jalen Smith. They said, "Hey, somebody gonna work."
we go tackle somebody. And we at the end of the day, you do know Atlanta Roberts, bro. That's the lunch pail guy, bro. You know what he
Exactly.
gonna do. He gonna be there. He gonna make the plays. It may not be spectacular, but you can just pencil him in for 100 tackles, bro. I mean, you can
Right.
pin that. You know what I'm saying? Go
Right.
getting Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin for Trayvon Merrick. Okay. Bringing back
Yeah.
Malcolm Kuntz. Okay, I like that. Adam Butler. Okay, cool. Like that. I like that. Drafting Darian Porter. I like that. But they traded one of their best corners away. I ain't really understand that. Even though bringing in Pete Carroll at minimum calms down your defense. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Once again, competency is going
And
to be one of the things. They lost games just being like, bro, like, come on,
being
Antonio
like the
Pierce,
Raiders,
dog.
like
Like,
the
yeah,
yeah.
like, what are you doing, bro? Like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they lost a lot of their games,
Right.
and they
And
got
so
4.
exactly. And so here's my thing. Like you said, you already mentioned Jeremy Chin, and given with Pete Carroll coming in, and he it's a reason that he's not in Green Bay anymore. But giving him to Pete Carroll, who knows? Eric Stokes was a high draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Pete might be able to tap into that potential, and if you can get something out of him, and then you got the athleticism with Darian Porter,
Yeah,
that could be something. Not
Eric
saying it's
Stokes
gonna be
showed
great,
flashes. He showed
right?
flashes.
So then like I said, you got Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, and hopefully you can get something from a Tyree Wilson to get a rotation going. Who knows what you got there? But I think it's all kind of like it's all going to kind of really hinge on this offense, and you got to hope Jackson Powers Johnson can really find his stride and keep you know Alex Capel off the field, and maybe they want to try and be like, all right, and hope that Alex Kappa and Dylan Palm are fighting for a spot or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean,
DJ
drafted
Glaze is not the best, but hey, him and Colton Miller, trust me, that ain't the worst tackle combo in the
Colt
league.
Miller. All right, Colt
Yeah,
Miller. All right. How'd you
yeah,
feel?
Colton
How'd you feel
Miller is
about
all right.
Charles?
That's what I'm saying. So it's really like you got DJ Glaze, but it's just like the offense that you can really run, especially having a Brock Bowers and all these receivers. You could throw Michael Mayer out there, go heavy, and then you still have speed as well with Jacoby Myers and Dante Thornton, who they've liked. So you have ways that you can coach around your offensive line woes. And, sometimes we talk about how coaches never change, but you saw Chip Kelly change at Ohio State.
Yeah, for sure.
So if he's able to kind of, utilize some of those things that he's learned and have grown with, they'll be able to put up some points. They may not be able to stop anybody, but they can have one of those days where it's like, hey, it's gonna be one of those like, oh shit, like damn, they only down 10. Hold on, with the ball, we got to lock in, fellas. It could be a lot of those games where like you look at the Raiders like, oh damn, the Raiders.
No, I gotta brave back my saying. They about to be competitively trash, yo.
Competitively trash. Yep. That's what the Raiders is going to be. The Raiders are going to be competitively trash. And I'll wait.
Before we move on, how did you feel about Charles Grant coming out the draft?
I thought Charles Grant could really be one of those stabilizing forces. So I was like, okay, I kind of like that.
So, like you said, you got a Colton Miller, on the left, put a Charles Grant on the right, Jackson Parrish Johnson, like you said, Alex Kappa in a different scenery. He wasn't always bad when he got to Cincinnati. It just last year was just a disaster.
And a lot of it also stemmed from injuries. So it was like the injury slowed him down. He was losing a step. He couldn't get to those blocks. Like he couldn't get to the reach blocks. He couldn't get off the doubles and get to the linebacker like you want him. And he damn sure couldn't, stop a 3-tech from crossing his face. But a year removed from injuries, who knows?
Who knows, man? All right, so let's go to the who was third place?
It was the Broncos. My bad, the Broncos.
But they both made the playoffs, right? So
yeah, but it was the Broncos. The Broncos finished 10-7. Because we beat them.
You talk about an off season, bro.
Yeah,
bruh. You go out there, you go get Evan Ingram. You like say when Sean Payton looking for his Joker. You go get a.
God damn it, you found one.
You get Ofanga, coming off another year removed from his injury. You get Dre Greenlaw coming off another year of his injury. DJ Jones. You draft Jade Barron, bro. You draft. I mean, come on, bro. With that defense, could that been could that been another perfect prospect to go to that? Like, you get an RJ Harvey. I personally wasn't that high on an RJ Harvey, but I was looking at it to the lens of my team. You put an RJ Harvey with a Sean Payton. They went got J.K. Dobbins as well, so it's not all on RJ Harvey, and he definitely likes to run. He's used up to 3 backs, in his time anyway. So it's going to be a rotation regardless, man. But this defense, the defense that they put out last year, and with the improvements that they made this year, bruh, it's gonna be nasty for anybody coming into Denver, bro. Like, it's spooky. And then on top of that, Bo Nix surprised the hell out of me. Be quite honest. Like, it got to the point mid-season. I'm like, all right, bro. All right. Okay, I got you, bro. I get it. Now, you get another year in this offense, and Sean Payton can take some of the training wheels off and allow this offense to evolve again.
And the thing about it is, he also has an offensive line in front of him. So it's not like he has to he has to be afraid to turn his back to the defense for play action and anything like that. So he's able to do all that stuff. Sean McVay is gonna get you to the reads that you need. And then, like you said, you got a Cortland Sutton, you have a Marvin Mims, you got a Devon Valet, you got a Evan Ingram. It's been great words about Pat Bryant in camp too. We talk about these camp stories.
Yeah, they've been.
It's been really good words about Pat Bryant. And then guess what? you might only need to score 18 points a week. I think they could do that.
You know, I don't think a lot of people have been saying, but you know how many years that Courtland Sutton been in rumors, trade rumors,
Bro.
Like it ever since his rookie contract, since he got paid the first time, he's been on the trade block every offseason.
Every offseason.
Finally got an extension again, bro. You get that off your mind when I really don't have to deal with the rumors. Like, I know I'm about to be here in Denver. Like, I can really play free now. I ain't got to, worry about, somebody take me. Like, I ain't got to worry about you trying to phase me out the offense and Pat Bryant taking my spot. I'm worried about trying to actually, we can work together. I can actually teach somebody in this room. I can actually, hey, look, hey, this is how we need to run this route, bro. This is how you need. I can actually be the vet in the room, the OG. He ain't old, but you know what I'm saying? I can be the one in the room that actually, everybody rally around me. It's a free feeling. You know what that can do for a player? Like, mentally? Like,
you could go in there and just focus. You can just focus on the playbook. You can focus on schemes. You got the same quarterback, 2 years in a row, same system, all of that.
Yeah.
So now you can really expand things. Now you can start throwing in some option routes. You can start doing all of that.
It's a wonderful feeling, man. I like everything that Denver did, man. And I was I'll be transparent. I was definitely ready to hate last year. I was so prepared because I did not like how Sean Payton handled Russell Wilson. Like I said,
absolutely.
him moving on from Russell Wilson, cool. I understand that, but the way he handled
he handled it was terrible.
He was a pure asshole, bro. Like, and I was like,
even
okay,
even though you could say things, even though you could say things worked out, it still was bad business. That was terrible how he handled it. Even though you could say it worked out for them, it just was not a good look.
I know, but for me, it's like you gotta let the hate go, bro. And now evaluate it from what they are, bro. Because like I said, I was definitely hating last year. I wanted Bo Nix to be so bad. I wanted to burn in their face. I wanted him to be trash, bro. And I wanted him to get his karma that I thought he deserved for how he handled that situation. Okay, boom. He didn't get that. Hey, let this hate go. Evaluate them for what you see, bro. And they are about to be a force. Like you said,
100%. And to even take it a step further, not even this didn't even necessarily play into the hate, but it was like when it was time to draft Bo Nix, it was like, you want Bo Nix at pick 12? Really?
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. But it was like, oh, Sean Payton has identified his guy. And we were like,
yeah,
all right. But God damn it, he identified his guy.
That was my hate. I was hating on that for sure. I'm like, oh yeah, please go get Bo Nix. Please.
Yeah.
Please do that. Please.
Like, oh yeah, you won't be here long.
Trade up. Do whatever you got to do. Yeah.
Well,
hey, shut me up.
All right. Well, it's the reason why you're the coach and not me.
Sometimes, hey. But like I said, I can admit it was hate. But let's move on to the Chargers. Once again, man, another offseason of I kind of liked everything you did, man. Like, you go get a Mekhi Becton, go get Najee Harris, Tyler Conklin, Andre.
Did you?
Khalil Mack, Bradley Bozeman. You kept Khalil Mack, got Bradley Bozeman. Man, it's like, who did you really lose? Dante Jackson. Okay. Losing Rashad Slater is, it all depends on the point of the off season and what you would hide. Like, beginning of the off season, I was definitely high on what they was doing. I understood the plan. I like Trey Harris. I like the draft pick. I like them bringing back Mike Williams. I like that. But then, like I said, Mike Williams retired. Rashad Slater gets hurt. All of a sudden, there's reports that Trey Harris can't catch. We already know Quentin Johnson can't catch. You know what I'm saying? So, cool. Bring back Keenan Allen. Thank God. Did they bring back Keenan Allen, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Bring back Keenan Allen. Thank God. Like I said, Ladd McConkey is one of them, emerging. Is one of those ones. It's like, okay, cool. Marion Hampton. Woo. Could there have been another perfect draft pick to, for Jim Harbaugh, a Greg Roman, you know, one of those things. But to peel back to some of the layers, last year, I think they overachieved.
Yes,
it's one of those, and it's not a 1-to-1 comparison, but I want to do this comparison to. Remember when Brian Daboll got to the Giants, and all of a sudden he thought he fixed Daniel Jones, and they went to the playoffs. They actually won a playoff game, you know, and they thought that what they did that year was going to roll over to the next year. Now, as we know, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case, because at the end of the day, Daniel Jones really wasn't that good. You gotta go hand you bit. Daniel Jones really wasn't that good. So glad AJ left so I could say something positive about Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is 10 times way better than Daniel Jones. I think that what Harbaugh is a better coach. Like, it's a stabilizing force. Did they do enough to be better than what they were last year? To me, no. And I also think that they're not going to be able to sneak up on teams like they did last year. I think that they snuck up on teams, and when teams realize, oh man, all right, man, Chargers is like kind of all right, they already built up enough winning equity that people couldn't catch up. So, do I think that they're going to be improved or a better team? No. I think they're going to be the same exact team that they were last year. It's just going to look. It's going to look different. I'm not even going to say it's going to look better, but it is going to look differently than what it did last year.
I think that this could be one of those teams where we look at it like, damn. Well, not we, but a lot of people might look and be like, damn, this was a disappointing season. Because you talk about, oh, they brought in Mekhi Becton. Yeah, they bring in Mekhi Becton, but now he's not playing next to Rashawn Slater. He's playing next to Trey Pipkins. Yeah, that's different. It looked different when you next to Lane Johnson or you next to Rashawn Slater, who's one of them ones, and they know how to pass things off. They know, oh, you don't even think like, you don't have to look over here. You don't have to have your head on the swivel. I got this. You and Bradley Bozeman, y'all can figure the rest out. I got this.
I'm going to say it, bro. You didn't even have to be good in Philly. You just had to be big.
Big. Exactly.
You don't really, like you said, you don't have that luxury with the Chargers to just be big. Like,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off though.
No, yeah. And so to me, I think that it looked good when Rashawn Slater was there because, like, bro, you got Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater. Like you said, we get 3 guys in the middle now to block 2 for the most part. Like, y'all handle the outside. 3 guys in the middle to block 2.
You could have got away with just being big again if the offensive line was intact.
You can't do that no more. So I think this is like a tandem of Trey Pipkins and Mekhi Becton. That's tough. And you putting Mekhi Becton to work. Hey, Philly had the Phoenix Suns training staff. Because before that, remember, he could never stay healthy. So that's still on the table. And by no means, I don't want nobody to take that the wrong way, that I'm wishing injury on him or anything. I'm just saying, getting all of that out of him when he was in Philly, that was an anomaly. We had never seen that before. So this offensive line concerns me, and especially if you're, yes, Joe Alt played left tackle in college, but it's like, we've seen it. Not everybody can just keep switching. And so now you switch him to the left after he's been playing on the right. He's got to, turn his body and start using the other side of his brain again. It may not be the best transition, especially early. And then, so like, this offensive line could be trouble, especially with Harbaugh as a coach who wants to run the ball. Yes, we like, like you said, we like the running backs that they brought in, Amari and Hampton, to be, specific, but Amari and Hampton and Najee Harris, they both, like, a lot of people, one of the things, Omari Hampton, he liked bouncing stuff to the outside. It wasn't like he had the best vision in college.
Yeah.
We know Najee Harris don't really got the best vision. He just, hey, I'm gonna get you 3 yards. I might fall forward for 4. So,
The
and
one thing that I'm always going to give credit to Greg Roman is the running game.
mhm.
Like that's one thing that he can do, or he can, cobble up together. So I'm going to give him that credit. But this is like, even though the running game is making a resurface, like you're going to have more than you're going to have to be able to pass.
Right.
And their passing attack, their passing concepts are so outdated, are so like Greg Roman has
it's
never
the same,
evolved. It's
same
ass.
shit we saw with the Ravens, dog. And,
Yes.
and now what makes it worse, we talked about the weapons that, they were giving Lamar. Well, at least they can catch the ball. Because now, if you got Quentin Johnston and Trey Harris who can't catch the ball,
Yeah.
yes, you have Lad, but Keenan Allen, it ain't like he about to be stretching the field. He'll catch it. I don't know how far away from the line of scrimmage he gonna catch it,
But
but he gonna catch it. We like Keandre Lambert-Smith. Like that was somebody I liked in the draft.
Mhm.
But with your investment in the Trey Harris and stuff like that, and Quentin Johnston, can he take over from them? We'll see.
I think Trey Harris is going to be all right. I'm going to be on the optimistic side and lean, and still
because he didn't have drop issues before this.
Exactly. I still have the luxury of still leaning on my draft evaluation until further notice, until we actually see him in real games. So I'm like, hey, bro, like, I know he's nowhere near like this, but like you said, Jamar Chase had a drop issue in training camp his rookie year and preseason and everything. And look at Jamar Chase. You know what I'm saying? So could just be an overblown thing. It could just be a report. Like I said,
sure.
I'm not day to day, keeping up with the Chargers every day. You know what I'm saying? I just seen the report come across my desk. Like I said, is it true? Is it not? Don't know. But what I do know, I know Quentin Johnson can't catch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about that. Like
we've seen that in application
in real time. Yeah. Well, I'm not about to bounce for him, so I'm not worried about that aspect. So you got to worry about that. But Trey,
if none of these guys hit, if none of these guys hit, they still got Jalen Rager on the roster. So you got somebody you could trust.
Hey, shouts out to the Chargers. Shout out to the Chargers. Let's move on to the Chiefs.
I hate the NFL, bro.
Go ahead and say it. I was gonna say it. I was gonna try to stop you, but
oh, my bad. I mean, if you want to say it, you can say it, but
because they trying to do him a favor. They trying to do him a favor about this prolonging Rashee Rice suspension, pending suspension. But at the end of the day, for me, he's not ready. He's not going to be ready. Like I do not, bro. We haven't seen these players come back from ACL injuries, as themselves. It's been taking another year. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wishing another injury on him, but like I said, we've seen other things pop up when these dudes try to recover. And on top of that, his was a little late. It was mid-season, but like, bro, it was a real ACL. Like, he's not going to be ready on week 1. Me personally, what I thought was going to happen, I thought he was going to go get the full 4-game suspension at the beginning of the year, and they didn't have to put him on PUP. It was going to be used as like PUP.
Yeah.
Fake, they were going to try to finagle it like, yeah, bro, we go suspend him for the first 1 game. I'm like, bro, he going to go on PUP anyway. That's how I thought it was going to happen. Okay, they got him traveling to Brazil, I guess whenever they can go. I don't know when this was going to happen. What I do know, if they keep trying to, linger this out, whatever is going to happen, he's going to be ready by the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that I'm like, that's the conspiracy theory part of this that doesn't sit well with me when it comes to far as this suspension. I don't know what it really, be quite honest, I don't know what his team is doing by delaying this, because I think that's what all he's doing is delaying the inevitable. Because why are you going to trial when you know that Roger Goodell at the end of the day is going to suspend your ass? Jordan Addison got 3 games. We know you're going to get 3 minimum.
But here's one thing. It's gonna mess around, and it's gonna be one of those like a 3 stretch of games where it's like, okay, cool. It's gonna be like 3 or 4 games towards the end of the season in late November. Matter of fact, let me look at the schedule. All right. So we know he's not missing the first 4 games. Those first 4 games are the Chargers, Eagles, Giants, and Ravens. So he's gonna be there.
They can lose all 3 of them.
They definitely could lose all 3 of them. But him being there, I won't get into it. But then after that is Jacksonville. He may appeal, let's say he appeals. He still played who knows when, how long that process could take, because then you got Jacksonville, Detroit, Vegas, Commanders, and Buffalo. Then they have a bye on November 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And so the bye happens, and you got Denver, Colts, Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Tennessee, Broncos, Raiders. I guarantee you that the suspension is going to end up being somewhere in this Broncos, Colts, Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans area. I guarantee it. And then he's going to have a couple games before the playoffs start. I know it's going to happen like that.
He's going to get back. He's going to get a couple games under his belt before the playoffs start. We do know that. But what was those first games that you just named? You said the first 3 games?
So the first 4 is
first 4?
Eagles, Giants, Ravens. No, I'm sorry. Chargers, Eagles, Giants, Ravens. That's their September.
Okay, they get their medicine when they're going to beat the Giants. They can start off 1-3, bro. Easily.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah, but they be beating the Ravens when they didn't have them. They be beating the Chargers when they didn't have them.
But at the end of the day, there's still a divisional game. It's a divisional game, so you get that divisional, especially in the beginning of the season. You get that beginning of the season divisional game type of we'll see type of And the Ravens, like you say, and they beat them in the regular season too, or was it just playoffs?
I don't know if they beat them last year. Let's see. But
at the end of the day, it's this year. No, be quite honest. It sounds like I'm hating. I love the draft. The draft that they had. I'm sitting there every time they made a pick. I'm like, bro, I'm sick of it.
Fucking Josh Simmons, dog.
Yeah, Josh,
looking like one of them already.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Ravens last. Yeah, remember they beat the Ravens last year to start. It was the Isaiah Likely's toe game.
Yep, to start the season. Yep, that's what it was. But at the end of the day, I mean,
they can't win 14 games this year, dog. If they win 14
they're not,
games
bro.
Year,
The Chiefs' luster is dimming. I'm gonna say that. They're still the Chiefs. They're still well coached. They're still well prepared. They still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have a great defense. Good defense. Let me say that. They have a good defense. They still have average, at best, wide receiver core. That is with Rashid Rice. Bro, this running game. Yeah. I mean, Pacheco got hurt, and this offense ain't. I get it. They've been winning Super Bowls, till last season. They still been winning. With the offense, they've been getting it together. They've been rebuilding and retooling and all that. The offense ain't been good. They had spurts when the offense looked like something, but it's been way too many times that offense been looking ass. And nothing about this offense that you can say that you can you can hang your head on and be like, you know what? They're about to return to form. Xavier Worthy, cool piece. Hollywood Brown already hurt again. Rashid Rice, whenever he come back, he ain't gonna be himself till later on in the season. Who? Jalen, what? Scott Moore, all these other dudes. I like him. That's a draft pick. I like him. But is he going to ready? I like Scott Moore when he came out. You feel what I'm saying?
True.
Who knows? They're going to come back down to earth. them coming back down to earth is still better than a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, AFC. You know what I'm saying? But that I'm willing to go out on a limb. They're not going to win a division. They're still going to make the playoffs, and you know what? We'll see what happens with going to playoffs. But they are they can be beat. Is what I'm the moral of what I'm saying. They can be beat. All of that we scared of Patrick Mahomes and all that. All I get it. If we talk about the Ravens, we talking about the Bills. Yeah, they scared. They ain't figured it out. Yeah, I get it. All right. Yeah, we deal with that when we get there. But that luster, that boogeyman, that that they walk around with. No, they are a good team now. All that greatness is coming back down to the pack, bro. And they're gonna have to actually do something.
Yeah. I think you mentioned they may not win the division. I think this division also, I think they'll they ain't said it. I think they're gonna mess around and still win the division. But I think it's gonna be a little bit different, like you said. This ain't gonna be a 14-win team. It can't be. It just can't be. I don't see the path for that. Please, I can't deal with that. But I think it's going to be look a little bit different. But I think this division will they won't have the Raiders to beat up on.
Exactly.
They won't have the Raiders to beat up on. But I also think with the decline of the Chargers, I think this division is still going to not necessarily get too much in their way, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? They had 3 teams make the playoffs this year, and I think they're only going to get 2 in. I think it's just going to be the Broncos and the Chiefs. I don't think the Raiders are ready yet, and I think the Chargers are going to take a step back.
They almost lost to the Raiders? They were supposed to lose to the Raiders?
Yeah, didn't Baltimore lose to the Raiders last year too?
Yeah,
or was that the year before?
They lost.
Yeah,
they lost.
No.
Those are 2 different games. Like,
I understand.
Baltimore was tricking it, and the Baltimore never really had they never really was in the game. You know what I'm saying? The Raiders were supposed to win this game, and they tricked it in the last seconds with fumbling the snap or whatever they did at the end of the game. That boogeyman stuff. Yeah, something Raider like. Something stupid that they ain't had no business. But you almost lost to the Raiders. Like you said, you already just said you ain't got the Raiders beat up on this yet. You ain't got the Chargers is, I get it. You still beat the Chargers, right? I get it. You got Chargers numbers. I get it. Bro, the Broncos defense is better than y'all.
For sure.
That division is going to be tough, bro. Like you said, all right, boom. They ain't got 11 and 12 wins. That ain't 14.
For sure. No, 14 is, like I said, that's
it's different. That's what I'm saying. But let's go with the lesser. If they win 11 games, teams I'm telling you, we are not scared of them no more. Feel what I'm saying? They feel that they can be beat, and they've been shown that they can be beat. They are not just invincible. Feel what I'm saying? Like, I get it, bro. Like, I sound like a pregame speech. I get it. Because those 2 contending teams that they got to deal with can't beat them. I understand that.
Yeah, I get that. But
we cross that bridge when we get there. We talk about them right now, and like I said, as a championship, like I'm giving them their respect. They still the Chiefs. I'm never saying that they're not the Chiefs. I'm just saying that they can get beat.
Yeah, but the only reason why I say that I don't think that if they win 11 games, people are gonna look at them like, oh yeah, we can beat them, because we've seen them win a Super Bowl off of 11 wins before. When we thought that, we thought they were vulnerable that year. Oh, they can't beat cover 2, and next thing you know, like, oh shit, nope, they still got it.
And the key difference? That defense was one of them ones. It was playing like one of those ones. This defense is not the same. It ain't but so much Spaz can do when he don't got the personnel, bro. This corners ain't, bro. We've seen Mac Hollins beat Trent McDuffie on a go route. No shoe wearing Mac Hollins beat Trent McDuffie is about to get paid on a go route. Who are the other corners, dog? What is safety? Nick Bolton already showed chinks in his armor, and they read him up. Who the other pass rusher? Chris Jones done already cussed George Karlaftis out. Feel me saying? This defense is good.
I want to like.
Good.
I'm hoping. This is the hating me, so I'm hoping, you know, like, because I liked him in the draft. So I'm hoping Ashton Gelati, you got to flop now. And, you know, with Charles Omenihu, who can, if he stay healthy as a rotational, we'll see. But we'll see.
Bro, I know. I know when Joe see this, he gonna be like, bro, hell, I ain't feeling none of this you say, because it's going to come across as hate. And I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying that they are coming back down to earth, and people are not scared of them anymore. Prime example. I'm going to use this example, and it may not even work, bro. Luka in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Looking at Devin Booker like this, beating the Clippers, right? Going to the team, like I said, going through a run, going to the finals and all that. And it's like, oh, bro, this Luka is one of them ones. And then when you realize that he can't play an ounce of defense and he got exposed and got picked on, then what happened? When he got in the playoffs again, they was like, bro, we ain't scared of Luka. Bro, yeah, 30-point triple-double. Yep. And you give it up 32 as well. Feel what I'm saying? Bron. Use Bron as another example. Bron still putting up production. Bron still this. Bron is great. Go. Bro, people now is people talking to Bron like, bro, I don't care about you. Feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
I get it. The Chiefs ain't that damn old. But they've seen chinks in their armor. They've seen how maybe you can't duplicate how to beat them. A lot of teams can't do what Philly did to them. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but sometimes you just need to see, hey, bro, they can be beat, dog. They can be beat. It's similar to, we're gonna wrap it off with
You're
this.
preaching like Fury Styles right now.
It's similar to a girl that you think is not attainable, and then you find out your man's hit. You like, hold on, she ain't on the pedestal like I thought she was. We can get that.
Yeah, bro, her mattress on the ground, dog.
You can catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3Man Weave, Instagram to the 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's AJ. Some of y'all the fours. Some of y'all the Fast Five. And we out.